Well, hello. This is Rosa, RCG Creations. How you doing? We're bringing to you today, it's supposed to be sage pork chops. Let me turn you just a tad. But I got no sage. So we're going to turn this into rosemary pork chops. I got plenty of that because I'm growing rosemary. I'm not growing sage yet. It's on the agenda, but I haven't done it yet. Okay, so I got my pork chops. Took them out of the freezer, but I'm cutting all the excess fat because I don't want to mess with that fat. Because this is going to be pork chops and gravy. It's all going to be done in a skillet. Okay, so I'm trimming the excess fat only because I just can't handle biting into a chunk of fat. That just ruins it for me. Hubby's okay with it, but not me. So I'm just trimming off the fat. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. You could do this with boneless pork chops. But I'm a firm believer on use what you have. Don't go buy special new. So this is what we have in the freezer, and this is what we're using. We don't have any boneless pork chops. We eat those pretty much right away. And then these are the leftovers where... Okay, I guess I'll be making them now. So I'm just trimming all the excess fat all the way around it. That's got too much fat on that side. Okay. Yep, I don't want that. Ooh, Hubby, you're going to have to sharpen my blades on my knife. They're getting dull. Okay. If you trim off the excess fat now, then you don't have to worry about it, because when it's coated, like in bread coating or like flour, gravy, stuff like I'm doing right here, I can't see when there's the fat, and I hate biting into something that's got fat, and it's like, ooh, 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 ooh. And it does say you can do this with bone-in center-cut pork loin chops, however you want to do it. So, but it says you can do it. Okay, so there's one that's cut up. Okay. Do yourself a huge favor. Make sure your blades are sharp. Cut your cutting time, and you get a more precise cut. See all that fat? That part's got some meat on it, but look at all that fat on that part. It's like, no. Now, if I was just frying this in a skillet with a little bit of spices, I'd be leaving all this fat on there because the fat would really enhance the flavor of the pork, the chops. But I'm not going to be doing it on this particular meal. So, the only time I leave the fat on just the way it is, just like that, is when I'm going to pan sear it with some spices, and that's all I'm going to do. Sear it on both ends, cook it the way you like it, and then it's done. Then on my plate, I get my knife and fork, and then I trim off all the excess fat before I start eating, because I'm just picky that way. Okay. That's got most of that. Now let's go to the last guy. See, when you flip it over, you see the fat on that one? On that side don't have that much, but when you flip it over, that's what you see. And this is what I'm removing, is that excess fat. Because I don't want that excess fat in here. All I have to do when I put it on my plate is cut around the bone. And that bone is going to add a lot of flavor when it's searing, when you first cook it. And that's why I'm choosing to leave it with the bone. But if I had my choice, I would do this meal with a boneless pork chop. A thick boneless pork chop. Okay, yeah. Okay, see? Fat's been removed off both ends. This will go in the garbage. I'm going to pause you, take this in here, wash my hands, and then we'll start the cooking. We're going to move the camera over to the stove. I lost you there. I don't know what happened. My bee pollen. And of course, I just showed you the Fiji ginger syrup, which is really on the sweet side. And then my heavy whipping cream. Okay, so let's mix all these spices together. Okay, yeah, you see me. Now let's coat them. It says coated. Sprinkle the chops with salt and pepper, rub with the sage, dip in the flour to coat lightly in a large skillet, heat butter and oil. So let's get me my butter. I've already got my butter. I need some of my butter to go with my mashed potatoes. So let's do, we're going to do a medium-low heat. Because I don't want to scorch anything till all of them are coated. Okay. Okay, yeah, you can see me. All I'm doing is coating the mixture, the dry ingredients on the chop. I'm getting the bone and everything on top. Let's do the rest. Oh, I spilled. Man, another cooking time and I spill it. This smells so good already and ain't even started cooking yet. Oh, you can smell all these spices. Nothing beats better than having homemade, fresh from your garden spices. And I've got sage on my seed list, but I don't know why I keep on forgetting to order it. Well, I gotta wait till next season. Okay, that's already got a bunch of flour there. Let's just go ahead and coat that flour. Whoops. Okay, there's that one. I have just enough room for all 4 of these. Good, good, good. Okay. Oh, let's get that one coated. Let's move it. And I'm going to use this. I'm going to move these all around so they all get some butter on them. I'll add a little bit more butter. It didn't say, it just says brown it, but it didn't say what temperature and heat do I use. Let me add more butter. Well, when do you use the canola oil? In a large skillet, heat the butter, the oil over meat. Oh, that's when you do it. Okay, right now we're just heat the butter and the oil. Okay, there it is. So let's put the, I didn't need to add so much butter, but oh well. You can't go wrong with a little extra butter. Okay, so now let's get to moving them around. Just turn the heat up just a tad because we want to brown the meat. Oh, I'm not going to turn my fan on because it's way too noisy. Oh, let me put this to the side because I don't know if I'm going to need it or not. Let me get my potatoes. I'll put them in a little bit of my chicken broth. Instead of using water, use your broth. It was gelled because it was in the fridge, but it's in the fridge in the garage that hardly ever gets used, so it's frozen. Okay, so let's turn that on low heat rear. Let's heat up those canned potatoes. And we're going to slowly heat the green beans, and the green beans have a little bit of butter in them. Because my goal is to have everything ready at the same time. Let's turn that heat down on the green beans. And on the green beans, I'm going to pull you down just a tad. Got to open this cabinet. Hubby loves this Tony Cetrins. He likes to put that on his green beans. That has a lot of salt in it, and that's why I'm not doing salt in the recipe itself. Since it's just me and hubby, we just got 1 can of green beans. We like the French style cut. That's just the kind we prefer. You get a spoon for the back burner. Let me get my strainer, so I'm going to need my strainer. Strain that juice when I make the mashed potatoes. Okay. Starting to cook and sizzle. Man, I wish you could smell this. It smells so good. There's a piece of fat from the pork chop. Let's get rid of that. I don't care for that. There's another piece over here. I think that's everything. Okay, I'm going to bring you back because all I'm going to do now is sear this. And you don't need to sit here and watch me to do that because I'm hoping to get all this done in under 30 minutes. So all I'm going to do is brown the pork chops. Okay? So we're going to, I'll tell you all the directions. Sprinkle the chops with salt and pepper and rub with sage and dip in the flour and coating, which is what we did. In a large skillet, heat the butter and the oil over medium heat. Brown the chops on both sides, then remove from the pan. And then you're going to add, move out the pan because then we're going to use the same pan, which after it's sitting here cooking and browning, it's going to scorch a little bit and got little chips, bits of cooked seasonings and fat and oil and meat. And then you're going to scrape all that up because you're going to add your broth and your cider to the skillet. We're going to bring it to a boil. Then we're going to loosen all the brown fats. That's why you want a spatula, so you can loosen any hard crusties that are on the skillet. And then we're going to add the cream and the cook and stir until thicken. And then we're going to reduce the heat to medium. Then we're going to add the chops. We're going to cook it covered about 5 to 7 minutes, and then we're ready to go. So technically, if all this was set and ready to roll, you'd be ready to eat in under 20 minutes. So we'll bring you back when we cut to that next phase. Okay, we're back. I had to use my tongs. That's one side. There's the other. And this really looks good and juicy. Smells great. Okay, it says put it on plate, set it aside. Now we're going to our skillet, heat the butter, pork chops. Add the broth and the cedar to the skillet. Okay, half a cup of broth. It's still gels from being in the fridge. This whole jar is 2 cups. So I'll leave about half of that. Let me turn down the heat. That's way too hot. Got that oil in it. Okay. Let me stir my potatoes again. I've got them rolling because we're just going to be on the running now mark. And I want to make sure my potatoes are totally cooked and they're warm on inside. Okay, so add the broth and the cider to the skillet. So that's my Fiji syrup. And we'll do a taste test in a minute. Whoops. Let's stir that up just a little bit. Turn my heat back to medium. And you see the little crunchies are in here. I'm just using my spatula to scrape all those little crunchies that got baked from the chops. Okay. Add the broth and the cider, bring to a boil. So let's put up the heat a little bit. We're going to bring it to a boil. Start to loosen the brown bits, which is what I just did. Then we're going to add, once it comes to a boil, that's when we add the cream. Okay, so these are ready. Hey, Poppy, the potatoes are ready for you to start mashing. Butter over here on this side because he's going to need that side. There's my flour. We're going to make some extra roux with this extra flour. It's not in the recipe. We're just going to go with it. We're going to see what happens. See what it tastes like. The hubby makes a really good gravy. Okay, potatoes right over here. And the strainer's right there.
That's it?
Well, we're having 2 sides. Okay, so it's coming to a boil. Hubby thinks we should have some more potatoes, but I think we have enough starch already as it is. I gotta boil this for the gravy. So you go ahead and do your potatoes over there. I made room for you there. Here's a strainer right there. You're not in the video. I'll be right here in front. Only thing they're gonna see is your hands. You can have them all. You can have them all. Okay, so nothing like watching water boil. On this case, what was this? Broth. Okay, it's boiling. It's boiling. Okay, now we're gonna add the cream, which is 1/4 cup of heavy cream.
What are you making there?
It's a broth, the gravy that goes with it.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're not gonna use my recipe?
I am. With the extra flour right here. That's what we're going to use to make extra gravy that's separate from this recipe.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, so add the cream and cook and stir until thick.
Sorry.
You're okay. You're good. When you have a galley kitchen, you make do what you got. Okay. I'm sorry, but I am sweating up a storm. Whew. Okay. So it just says add the cream, cook and stir until thickened, and then we're going to reduce to medium heat. So let's turn this up just a little bit more. It didn't say to put it on high heat, so it just says now reduce the heat to medium. See, this is what I like about some of these recipes. They don't tell you all these little steps for newbies like me. I have no idea what I'm doing. You got to tell me step by step by step. Which is why I created my videos, because I was doing these recipes, but I didn't know what was what. So for me, I just go back when I want to make the recipe again, go back to my video and watch it again, watch the directions, and it's like, okay, I got it. And after 3 or 4 times of making it, I know what to do. Yep, you can see it starting to thicken. Go ahead and get yourself another skillet to do your gravy over here. Because I'll move this over here.
That's hot.
I don't think so. Oh yeah, it is hot.
Put this in.
We'll put this on the back burner. It's just the green beans.
Are you doing the gravy?
No, you're doing that gravy. I'm doing this gravy. We're going to taste them both to see what the difference is, if any. But I want my green beans. We like to sweat the greens because they're cooked in butter. This smells really, really good. You know what? Let's do a little taste test. That was some of my heavy cream. That was a spoon that I had. Oh, yes, 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 yes. That Fiji syrup was awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. If you haven't bought it, I'll do a close-up view of it. I'll do a pop-up. You need to buy you some. I got mine from Measure Standard. But I think you can sell, they sell them at other places, I think. But I'm sure Amazon sells it, because Amazon sells everything. Okay. We're going to reduce the heat now to a medium. We're going to add the chops back on. It says, because it says add the chops and cook. Let's do it that way. Oops. There we go. It says add the chops, add the pork chops in there, cover, and cook for about 5 to 7 minutes. So let me get my lid. And let's cover this up. We're going to set the timer for 5 minutes. Oops, let's clear that. Okay, we're going to bring you back and we're going to go do the taste test. And while we're doing this, hubby's going to be making his cream sauce, his gravy, with our leftovers. I hate to this is so good. I hate to waste this, so we're going to make some extra gravy with this. And what's nice about this gravy, we can use it for tomorrow's dinner because we're going to have extra gravy. Okay, we'll bring it back. Okay, we're back for the taste test. Let's grab the chops. You have to remember, you have to let them sit for about 5 minutes before you cut into them. Let's grab our green beans. Let's grab our mashed potatoes. Hubby mashed them up. And there we go. Let's take a taste. Do I need a knife or do I not need a knife? Okay, no, I need a knife. I've got really weak hands. Hubby probably don't need a knife, but I do. Okay. Now, I'm going to add a little bit of the gravy on the potatoes. Oh, where's my spoon? Now we're going to taste hubby's gravy that he made out of the leftover flour and all the seasonings and the spices that we coated the chops with. So, hubby's gravy is right here, and the one that came with this sear pan is right there. I haven't added no salt and no pepper. So, this is my take of, oh, what do you call that? This is called sage pork chops with cedar pan gravy. I don't have a sheet protector on it, so I'm being very careful with that page. I could print it again, but I don't want to. Okay, so let's get a little bit of that. Let's do the chop first. I'm dip it in a little bit of that gravy that it was in the pan. Oh, The chops are a little on the tough side. I think they could have simmered a little longer. I'm going to put a note in there to just as soon as they start to boil, the gravy in the mix, to add the chops and continue cooking. Because the 5 to 7 minutes that you put the chops back in, then you cover it and you simmer for 5 minutes, wasn't enough. Because these chops are not that thick. But the flavor, the rosemary, that Fiji ginger, oh man, it's awesome. All the spices, all the seasonings. You can see the bits of the rosemary. It's the mashed potatoes. Gravy. Little bit of mashed potato with no gravy. With my hubby's homemade gravy with the leftover seasonings packet, which is all the seasons that I used tonight for the pork chop, and the flour. Let's see what it tastes like. Oh yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like that gravy because that tastes more like potato gravy than the one that came seared with the pan. So anyway, this is my take on 2 types of gravy. And I will put hubby's recipe. He'll send it to me, and I'll put his recipe in to pop up the ingredients, okay? And all it is doing a regular gravy recipe. Make the roux, doing the flour and the milk and the whole shebang. And then the pork chop. So this is my take on a pork chop dinner in under 30 minutes. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Take care now. Bye-bye. Let's go eat.